Welcome to another episode of Solomon Secrets, a show for entrepreneurs who are looking to grow and scale on the fast track without all the stresses, costly mistakes, and unpredictable strategies. You can use my proven strategies and tactics to grow your business. Now, let's get into today's episode. I want you to know the biggest growth hack in 2022 for agency owners is podcast. Because I study this market. When you're on Instagram, when you're on Facebook, there's plenty of content being developed for niche specific agencies, all right? Because it's easy to create content. It's easy to create graphics. You just need canva.com and you're out there creating content. Now, for your ideal customers, they got to figure out how to find you in the midst of oversaturated content. So as an agency, when you're playing the podcast game, that game is wide open right now. There's nobody doing it, and I don't know why. And I'll tell you right now, at some point, I'm going to say that's not probably the best strategy. But if you've already developed loyal listeners, they're not going to leave you. But you want to be that first one. All right? You want to be that first one because you get that new mover advantage. Why? Because right now, all agency owners, they're probably too busy creating content for social media posts or creating work for clients and all that stuff. But you as an agency owner, get out there, become the expert in your field, but in audio format. So if you don't know where to start, you don't know where to go, I just made a story on Instagram today. I just said, hey, go to anchor.fm. All right, anchor.fm. Anchor.fm will get you a podcast. You'll put it on, it'll distribute to all the places. You can monetize this down the line because I've been doing this for years now. You can monetize this. And we used to do this for clients. We used to set up podcasts and amazing things would happen. They would meet the biggest customers through their podcast, their biggest customers. Because their biggest customers are searching for their industry in podcasts, in Apple Podcasts, in Spotify, in Google Podcast. And there's nobody there doing it. So guess what? That one person that's making content regularly, they win, right? So if you're thinking about, hey man, I need to scale and I need a blue ocean strategy for my agency, I'm telling you right now, create a podcast. You'll see miracles start to happen and start creating content. And you'll be forced to invent yourself. If you don't think you can come up with content, you'll be surprised. You'll be coming up with content left and right. It's hard to get traction, but I just want you to stick with me. The biggest expense you're going to have is buying a mic. But if you have like a MacBook Pro, the mic is amazing. This episode that I'm creating right now is made on an iPhone. But I'm saying if you really want to invest, because one of those, I'm like that guy. I need a camera and the light and everything before I can create my piece of content. Well, the biggest investment will be buying a mic. All right? That means it's not expensive. It's going to take a little bit of your time because you're the expert. Your voice needs to be out there. Your ideal customers need to hear you firsthand. You can start interviewing your prospects. You need to interview people in your industry that you're serving. Get some associations to be your guest. Get your potential customers. Ask them what are their biggest pain points. How did they scale their business? What were the challenges that they faced? And you're doing market research while creating content. And this is an asset that's going to stay on the internet forever, continue to give you dividends. So again, I don't ever create content about things that ain't going to work for you. I want to serve you to the best of my ability. And I want to make sure that everything I give you are actions that you can take right now to get results for yourself. All right? Anchor.fm. You don't need too many websites. You don't need too many tools. Start with that. You're going to be amazed at what you can do for free. All right? You don't even need to learn how to write. You don't need to create blog posts. Just create content. You need a title and a little description, and Anchor will do all the hard work. The biggest thing I could tell you is consistency. If you can do one episode a week, that's fine. I don't want you to do it every day and exhaust yourself. Just keep up the one episode a week. I know podcasters that are like created the next 52 episodes and they're sitting on it. It's completely autopilot. Once you create a piece of content, you can give it to your virtual assistant. They can do all the legwork for you. Show them exactly what to do. Again, guys, this is so much more scalable because you don't need video, you don't need editor, you don't need lights, you don't need mic, you don't need anything. All you really need is 5 minutes of free time to be able to create that piece of content, and you are in it. All right, that's it. You're done. There's nothing more. You don't need to have 30 minutes. You don't need to have a long outline. Most of the time, you just need to get to the point that you're trying to make as fast as possible before your ideal customer gets distracted and leaves. But you want to make sure that you put your name, your company name, your agency name in front of them. They're like, wow, I remember this guy. I remember this guy. I've seen him before. I've heard of him. I've heard his podcast. That's what you want. All right. You probably hear a motorcycle to the left of me. I told you I'm driving and I'm creating this piece of content at the same time. If you say, Solomon, I have no time to create this content. I'm so busy with client work. Well, guess what? You're probably going to get in the car and drive to Target, and you can make it on the way to Target. All right. Just in case, even if you don't go into Target, you're like me, you do the delivery, like they deliver it to your car, the pickup thing. I don't even know what it's called, but even that, you're creating content. I create most of my content on the go. I don't even have time to create content, right? And the reason is I know what I need to do. I just need to execute. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I don't need to be in the perfect room at the perfect time with the perfect temperature, in the perfect chair, with the perfect, cup of tea in my hands to then produce. No, there's no such thing. When you're committed to doing this, you're just going to execute. You may be on vacation. Say, look, guys, this is my first day on my vacation, but I wanted to get you a piece of content about this thing that I'm thinking about for you. You probably hear me creating content for my vacation because at the end of the day, it's my commitment to serve the people that I'm trying to serve. So it doesn't matter where I'm at. Hopefully I'm not in a plane, right? Like plane ride. I'll probably disturb the guy next to me. But at the end of the day, if you're committed to growing and scaling your business, you're looking for a blue ocean strategy that is not yet saturated. Podcast is for you. I said this like 2 years ago when we were making predictions for like 2020. It was like 2020 prediction. So it was like, seriously, I remember it was like 2019, December, November, whenever I made that podcast. I said 2020 is going to be the year of podcasts. And it exploded. But then I start looking into marketing strategies for different industries. No one's still doing it. Yeah, there's probably 20 digital marketing podcasts, and you're not going to try to win that game. It's not worth winning that game because you're not going to get any customers. It's the long tail versus the short tail. Digital marketing is short tail. But you want to create digital marketing for XYZ niche and then come up with different strategies that you could use and start talking to people in that industry that can add value to your audience. My friend, you're going to win almost instantly. Don't wait. If you have any questions, DM me. Talk to me about anything that you need to do. You can't figure out how to do it. Let my team help you out because at the end of the day, what really matters is that you're executing. A lot of you out there just need stuff done for you. That's perfectly understandable. But you just need to know you're the ideation person. You're still going to have to be the voice. Don't let somebody else grow the company for you. Your title is Rainmaker. That's your job. You are the Rainmaker. You're not just the CEO. You're the Rainmaker. All right? Thank you so much for listening. I'll catch you next time. That wraps up another episode of Solomon Secrets. We hope you're not only inspired and motivated, but now informed on how you can execute and scale your business today. If you have any questions on what we discussed on this episode or any other episode, I want you to DM me as I want to do everything I can to help you scale. If you enjoyed this episode, consider sharing it with a friend and be sure to subscribe so you'll never miss another episode. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you next time.